Yo, what's going on? What's going on there, Cuddy? Yo, this is your guy Shields, man. Listen, bro. This one's gonna be crazy here, man. This is what I got for y'all today. This one says here, WNBA players roasted after protesting with "Pay us what you owe us" shirts before All-Star game. Come on, man. Y'all ain't even did enough to get paid or increase in pay. Show me your 360 windmill dunk between the legs. Exactly. Anyway, without further ado, man, let's go ahead and get into this joint to see what these studs are talking about here, man.
See, for women's sports,
Us getting paid our worth.
period.
Like,
They're starting it off crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're doing exactly what LeBron is doing. So,
Listen, let me stop you right there, bro. I don't care who Angel Reese is. I don't care what kind of shoe she got. Listen to me. I don't care. She ain't doing nothing remotely close to what LeBron James is doing, all right? So stop it.
Say that again?
because you're doing exactly what LeBron is doing. So,
They said, pay us what we're worth. But the internet and even their own fans fired back with a brutal question. What exactly are you worth? Because when your stadium is half empty, your ratings are in the gutter, and your league is losing money, who exactly do you think should foot the bill?
Straight
Corporate
up.
guilt? Taxpayer handouts? The NBA players? Or is this just another episode of entitlement dressed up as social justice? Today's story is a masterclass in delusion colliding with reality. The WNBA tried to go full protest mode again, demanding equal pay, equal treatment, and equal respect. But instead of applause, they got roasted. Fans pushed back, critics didn't hold back, and the stats, well, let's just say they didn't help your case. So grab your popcorn because this is the moment woke theatrics finally hit a financial brick wall.
Angel Reese, what's going on?
Sis,
I don't
they
like
ain't got
that.
the money for us just yet, but it's coming.
Ha-
It's coming.
Is it? I
It's like-
don't understand
It's
it.
a lot. It's a lot that goes into it.
She just said they ain't got the money for us yet, and it's coming. Like they finna just go and print up hundreds and thousands of dollars. Just printing up hundreds of thousands of dollars. Fresh, crispy hundreds, 20s, 50s, 10s. Just so they can give y'all an increase in pay. And y'all still bring the same thing to the table. Y'all still bring the same skills to the table. Y'all still bringing the same fans to the table, but y'all want an increase in pay. Stop it.
But it's coming. Trust me, it's coming.
The young players are said, me and Paige, Kiki and Sonia were sitting right next to each other and knowing like they show us the numbers from 26, 27. They don't show you 30 and 30, 31. And my mom told me when I was younger, like they'll show you the money here, but what about the longevity of it? The players that are coming after us, next year's players. So I think it's really important right now. Obviously, women's basketball is skyrocketing, and it's important for us to get what we want now, but not just now, but for the future as well. And it's really nice to have vets that may not be playing for 10 more years, but they are speaking for us because they know how important it is right now. It was an eye-opener for me, like hearing the things and hearing the language of things, and not things that I was happy to hear. It was disrespectful to things that we were sent back, the proposal that we were sent back, and knowing that like this is for the next generation. Like it's important to be able to be vocal. If I sit back, it looks like I don't care. Like, and I know my voice and I know my platform. You love it or you hate it. I know it gets views. So I just know that I have to be a vocal. I have to sit at that table one day. But I right now we have great leaders.
Let's welcome the night's official, making her second most officiating routine.
Like this is the only thing. This is the thing that I don't like about the WNBA. Amazing athletes, all right? Female athletes. Can't take nothing away from them when it comes to their athletic abilities. I just don't like how they try to dress like men, be like men. They want to compete against the men, and they want the same pay as the men or close to it, when this league hasn't been around as long as the men's NBA has been around. It'd be a different story if the WNBA was announced first, and this is what started the basketball sport was the WNBA. Then that's a difference. But y'all kind of bandwagon off of the men's. You know what I'm saying? Low key, high key. You talk.
Let's rewind. During the 2024 season, several high-profile WNBA players, including members of the Las Vegas Aces and New York Liberty, held protest demonstrations on and off the court. The message: pay us what we're worth. Some carried signs, some wore protest shirts. One team reportedly delayed warm-ups to make a statement. The protest was amplified online, with sports commentators, blue check celebs, and activists chiming in to demand
Crazy.
justice in the form of bigger paychecks for WNBA players. But here's where it immediately unraveled: the numbers. You see, WNBA players are already operating in a league that runs at a deficit. According to multiple financial breakdowns, the WNBA has historically lost millions annually and only survives because the NBA subsidizes it.
They lost millions annually. The league is so the WNBA is losing money. Yet these females want raises. They want more money. That is crazy work.
Welfare. We're not talking about a league that generates big profits and is being stingy. We're talking about a net negative operation that exists on life support.
Right.
So when players say, pay us more, the obvious question is, with what money?
We get a very tiny percentage of all the money that's made through the WNBA, which obviously is through our entertainment, well, the entertainment we provide. And so we want a fair and reasonable.
Hold on, man. What? I gotta see that loss on there, man. Let's see these statistics here. Let's see that loss
through the WNBA, which obviously.
All right, look at this, man. It says down there, it says revenue share 10% total player payroll. Okay, 20 mil. And it says per pair play 138,000 at least on average. You know what I'm saying? And it shows net loss to league 42 million. Damn. And it just gets worse. Like, come on, man.
Through our entertainment, well, the entertainment we provide. And so we want a fair and reasonable percentage of that.
At the heart of the protest is the claim that WNBA players are being systematically shortchanged, that their salaries are the result of gender discrimination rather than market economics. And it's not a new argument. Players like Brittany Griner and Diana Taurasi have long voiced frustration about NBA players making tens of millions, while top WNBA athletes struggle to make six figures. But here's the missing context. The NBA brings in billions annually. The WNBA in 2023, it brought in just under 200 million, and that's with the NBA's help. Ticket sales weak, merch minimal, broadcast deals largely symbolic. This isn't gender bias, it's a revenue reality. And when you ignore that reality, you end up demanding a payout that doesn't exist. It's like asking for a raise when the company's about to shut down.
Right.
Let's break down the receipts. The WNBA's average game attendance.
Hey, that makes a lot of sense, man. Logically, she said that's like asking for a raise. You go to the commissioner. Hey, commissioner, I was just wondering, I've been, you know what I mean? For like 50 games straight. Haven't missed nothing. How about you start upping my pay? Newsflash, kid. This league is going bankrupt. What you talking about, man?
In 2023 was around 6,500 people. Compare that to the NBA's 18,000 plus. The average WNBA game brings in just a fraction of the local revenue that NBA teams make in concessions, TV licensing, and merchandise. The league still relies on the NBA to stay afloat despite being over 25 years old. Meanwhile,
I did not know that.
WNBA
I did not know that the WNBA was over the women's basketball league was over 25 years old and is still struggling to make money. That is crazy.
stars supplement their income by playing overseas for more money. Why? Because leagues in Russia, China, and Turkey actually pay more due to higher demand. So is the pay issue about gender or audience interest? And yet, with all this in plain sight, players continue to push the narrative that their low pay is a form of oppression, a form of injustice, as if ticket buyers owe them more than just buying a ticket because they're women.
Right.
The shirts, the comments you all made here.
Pay us what you owe us. She's wearing the t-shirt.
The fan support, right?
That's crazy. That's making it worse.
Behind you for the rest of the league.
Look at this. She's wearing a t-shirt right here during warm-ups to say, pay us what you owe us. And then it's got the WNBA like a logo at the bottom. I'm not sure if that's the WNBA logo because I'm sure they're not sponsoring this. But, yo, she's wearing this t-shirt with that slogan on there. And that's making it worse, man. That's making it worse, man.
Shirts are on sale. I expect we'll see them in your arenas when you guys come back from this. How much is making clear your priorities and having that fan support part of the plan here?
You know, it's extremely important, and I appreciate you asking that because, you know, it applies pressure. And even those chants tonight, the signs, I think it just shows that, you know, obviously as players we're united, but the fans are united in what they believe that we're seeking. And that's extremely important.
What fans?
That pressure can put, you know, a lot of good things on the table for us. You know, and I think, like I said earlier, like I'm just going to continue to harp on it, that awareness piece. Maybe someone that tuned in today that hasn't seen a WNBA game before or not super familiar with the climate of what's going on and where salaries are at. I know a lot of times, you know, we're gaining a ton of new fans and it's really important to educate them on what we're asking for, why we're asking for it, where it's at now, where it could be. And so I think it's really important that, you know, the fans showed up tonight for us in many ways, and it's exciting because I know that's going to continue to happen throughout the season.
All right, we have time for one more.
What do you mean by what you owe us?
You know, the players are what is building this brand and this league. There is no league without the players, and you know, the past, present, the ones coming out, they're the ones that have put in the blood, sweat, and tears for the new money that's coming in, and so we feel like we are owed a piece of that pie that we helped to create. So that's basically what that is.
But here it gets hilarious and brutal. Instead of sympathy, the protests were met with mockery. Fans online started roasting the WNBA stars with cold, hard facts. Memes flooded social media. Empty arenas, awkward layups, lopsided scoreboards. Comments like, pay you for what? And try selling out a game first dominated the conversation. Even women's sports advocates hesitated to back the public protest, fearing backlash or embarrassment. One viral response read, if you want NBA pay, start generating NBA interest. Until then, it's not sexism, it's capitalism. That statement alone ripped through the narrative like a chainsaw because it wasn't hateful, it was just brutally honest. You don't get paid more just because you want it. You get paid more because your work generates more. And in the WNBA's case, the gap is enormous and largely ignored by its loudest voices. And then came the worst part for the WNBA. After the protest, attendance didn't skyrocket. Ratings didn't climb. Sponsors didn't start writing checks.
Went down.
No. Instead, some viewers tuned out entirely. Why?
Oof.
Because people are tired of being guilt-tripped into funding things they don't actually watch or care about.
Right.
Even worse, some NBA players who were once sympathetic began to distance themselves from the equal play narrative. A few even hinted off the record that they felt the WNBA needed to do more with what it has instead of blaming others. When your own extended family starts backing away, that's a red flag, folks. So the question becomes, how long will this charade last? How many more years will the media pretend the issue is gendered when it's clearly market-based?
Straight
How
up.
many more protests will WNBA players stage before they realize fans aren't the enemy? Disinterest in what you do is.
So the WNBA had an all-star game. I know. Who knew? Not me. I didn't have a clue.
I
But
didn't
they
know either.
came out wearing shirts that said, pay us what you
Hey, look, I've never watched a WNBA All-Star game, let alone know when it actually like comes on. You know what I'm saying? Like when it's broadcasted or when it airs. I know nothing. You know what I mean?
owe us. Nothing. Like, you're a subsidized league. You cannot operate without men. So without men, there's some in the league, you can't operate. You can't. You can't operate. You don't even exist without men. What you're owed is nothing. Like, I need you to understand this. You don't, there's one player that's owed. There's one player. Caitlin Clark. The rest of you, you're not owed anything. You are actually a liability to the NBA. At some point, the NBA is going to go bankrupt trying to push this agenda of women's basketball.
Facts.
It's a sorry product. Skedaddle.
Dude, the WNBA just doesn't get it. I saw this, I immediately turned this off. Pay us what you owe us. What exactly do you think you owed? The league has never made a profit. Never. And you're due to lose $50 million this year. What do you think is owed?
Hold on. They are due to lose. Again, y'all hear me, people? They're due to lose 50 M's this year. It's like, if this was any other business, or if they didn't have to fund this WNBA to have all the girls that come from, that from grade school through middle school through high school through college, and they train all their lives, to play at this professional level and whatnot. If it wasn't for all of that, they would probably just scrap the whole league. But they can't do it because these players need jobs. And if the WNBA disappear, where do these players go? You know what I'm saying? What do they fall back on? Some of them might have degrees, and some of them probably didn't even, probably didn't. They got up out of college before they had, before they got their degree, or be able to walk the stage. But anyway, they need to chill out, man, and just take what they're given. You know what I mean? It's not like they can't live off of what they earning. It's like, what kind of lifestyle y'all really, really, really trying to live if y'all want all this extra cash? Because most of them always trying to dress like men. So it's just like, y'all trying to upscale the men? What y'all trying to do out here? Come on, man.
The girl that could get you to make a profit, you guys bully and beat up as much as you
Very true.
I just don't understand what these women are thinking. You know what? Go on strike. Go on strike if you're that unhappy. Go on strike. No one would care. Pay us what you owe us. You're going to make the league go bankrupt. How about the league start turning over some profit before they can actually pay you guys? This was a complete turn off of the WNBA, at least for me. I may be tripping, but it was a turn off.
Entitled.
No, on some real spit, man. Like, if they let the face of the WNBA, which is Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese have some some play in that. But the face of the WNBA is Caitlin Clark. Man, they try to beat the snot out of this girl every game. They hack, foul, they get into it with her every single game. So it's just like, do people want to sit on the TV and say, this is the girl that's keeping me interested in the WNBA? I don't want to see her at the foul line 30 times every time I watch her play, because other players are jealous because of her skill set, or because of her sponsorship deals, or her actually coming into the WNBA and making more money. Probably majority than 98% of the girls that are in the WNBA. But it's like, instead of them bigging her up and learning from her so they can, up the viewership of the WNBA, nah, they want to fight all the time. Anytime I ever scroll through a channel and I just so happen to cross a game that I didn't even know that was televised, these girls are fighting, or they got the mean looks on their face, like real butchy and manly like, and it's like, who want to watch that, bro? Like, come on, man. Let's be honest.
people piss me off. Truly, they do. And the reason why I'm making this is because as I was doom scrolling, and yes, I'm doom scrolling right now, I came across the WNBA players talking about, oh, pay us what you owe us. Like, they literally have a shirt saying, pay us what you owe us. And my sisters, no. Like, yeah, the WNBA is losing money. Here, let me show you guys.
I don't
Y'all
even
lost
know why
over
Caitlin
$40
Clark wearing one
million
of the
fucking
t-shirts. I mean,
dollars because no one
in
watches
support
your shits.
because she's making
it's
the
not
most.
profitable. You talking about pay us what you owe us? Most of y'all suck. And I don't even play ball like that. You feel me? Like, bro, there's a reason why to watch the NBA more so than the WNBA. No one wants to watch y'all, not all y'all, but like most of y'all sucky ass girls play. It's as simple as that. And the most noteworthy one there is Caitlin Clark. She should be the face of it. But then y'all got like these, you know? Y'all ever heard the saying, here, let me say it. Let me.
Like y'all see how they got, LeBron is still pretty much the face of the men's NBA, and everybody respect him. They competitive towards him, but you don't see people trying to fight LeBron every single night, every game. You know what I mean? They might have some little disputes, hack each other. That's part of the game. But in the WNBA, everybody try to fight the face of the WNBA, which is Caitlin Clark. For whatever reason, everybody's trying to fight her. Every single like game, somebody's trying to fight her on every team. For whatever reason, I have no idea, but nobody wants to watch that shit.
Because I had to remind myself of it. Offended by everything, ashamed of nothing, entitled to everything, contributing to nothing. Which perfectly describes what's going on here. You're not contributing to anything. You're not entitled to anything. And frankly, it seems like you guys get offended by anything that pertains to you critiquing women. So if anything, it's a tax write-off for the NBA if they let this shit go. You feel what I'm saying? Because like, bro, no one wants to watch y'all play. And before I get these misogynistic allegations, which nobody really knows what that word means, and people just use this word so loosely because it's a buzzword, but no one really knows what it means. It means hatred of women. Nothing about this is hate. It's the
Let's be crystal clear. No one is saying the WNBA players don't work hard. No one is saying women's sports don't matter. But when the protest becomes louder than the product, well, that's when the backlash begins. The WNBA doesn't need more protests. It needs more fans. It doesn't need more demands. It needs more deliverables. And until they start generating that on its own, without subsidies, without pity, without tantrums, the call for equal pay will continue to fall flat because pay doesn't come from emotion. It comes from value, and value isn't declared, it's earned.
If you go up to a broke person in the middle of the street and try to rob said broke person and get mad when said broke person doesn't give you any money because they can't, then what are we doing? The WNBA just signed a $2.2 billion deal over 11 years, which starts in 2026, which actually coincides with a new CBA that they're going to negotiate after this season is over. Just for reference, leagues like the NFL and the NBA have a relatively half and half, 50-50 split, right? The NBA, I think, does like a 52-48 split. I believe the NFL does a 51 for the owners, 49 for the players. But the girls, I'm telling you right now, these girls are going to go into this negotiation and they're going to possibly strike because they're going to ask for over 50% of this brand new revenue that the WNBA owners have been waiting for 25 years. And while they're preparing to go on a strike, girls like Angel Reese, who makes $73,000 a year from playing WNBA basketball, are going to get a pay increase with this new TV deal. They're going to get about 3 times to 4 times more than what they're getting paid right now. So Angel Reese, who's making $73,000 right now, could possibly be making anywhere from $219 to about $250,000 for playing 44 games, half of what the men play. But you want the same pay as the men in a league where y'all don't make any money, and you're about to start making money.
I forgot about that. They play less games too. They play less games, so it's not as strenuous on their bodies. You know what I mean? They're not as like worn out at the end of the season. They don't have to get as much treatment to the bodies and everything. They want all this equal pay, but they're not stacking up to the level of athleticism. You know what I'm saying? And what it takes. You know what I mean? Because if they was playing the same amount of games that men were playing, I guarantee you, by through 75% of those games, every women team would be gassed out. You'll be getting lackluster. You'll be getting literally next to no effort when it comes to running up and down the court. They'd be sluggish. Players probably complaining, you know, or some of them probably just skip a couple games, you know, to try to get a little bit more rest. I'm telling you, it'd be exactly like that, man. Just go ahead and put it out there. That point blank period. What you mean?
You guys got to be patient. They're going to pay you guys. You're going to get a pay increase, but you're going to try and go in there and break the bank. And it's going to lead to a strike. And if you girls strike, it would be the worst and dumbest thing you can do.
They better not ask for over 50%.
Because a lot of people still don't watch y'all. Slow down.
There's a lot of misinformation out there, and people think that the players are asking for NBA money, and that is simply not true. First of all, why is this happening now? Well, the CBA, or collective bargaining agreement between the league and the players, expires this year. So that means negotiations are opening. So what are the players actually asking for? What they want is not the same dollar amount as NBA players, but the same percentage of all revenue. NBA players receive 50% of all league revenue. Right now, WNBA players receive roughly about 9.3%. They want 50% just like the men have. This is especially complicated in the case of someone like Caitlin Clark, because she drove herself roughly about 26% of the entire league's revenue last year, $50 million or so dollars. And in her case, her salary for the league is $76,000.
But she got sponsor deals.
Sponsorship deals that she makes millions from. But that puts, in an extreme case, some of those numbers into perspective.
She got
Why is the
M's.
league against potentially doing this? Well, one of the reasons is because last year in 2024, even though revenue and viewership surged as much as 200% in some studies, they still operated at a loss the last calendar year, about $50 million. That's just a
so they
brief
gotta play catch
overview
up.
of this issue. It's very complex. There are a lot of layers. But in short, WNBA players want the same percentage of all revenue that NBA players receive.
So here's the real question. Do WNBA players want to be treated like NBA players or like charity cases? Because those are two very different paths. One requires work. The other just needs a protest sign and a social media post. And right now, fans are watching closely to see which one they will actually choose.
Hey, yo, that's the end of the video right there, man. Listen, bro, if they want to get an increase in pay, man, they got a lot of catch up to do, man. They need to get out there in the community. They need to start, you know, doing some stuff with the youth. They need to start being more positive. They need to let the face of the NBA be the face of the NBA, and they need to come in and be acting like women, put some smiles on their faces, and stop trying to beat each other up, and stop trying to date each other, and stop trying to dress like men, and you know what I mean, and compare themselves to men and think they can beat men when the men are paying. Hey, LeBron James is probably paying for like 16 salary by himself. You know what I mean? Just imagine the amount of money that the NBA players could be making had they not have to fund the WNBA. So you taking money out of the NBA players' pockets. Y'all need to just be happy with what y'all got, man. So, but anyway, hopefully this new deal get them a little bit increase in pay. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that these girls ain't worth nothing, but y'all only gonna get paid, you know what I'm saying, to what the league is actually producing. You know what I'm saying? So y'all need to produce more, and then y'all can get more. But y'all can't get that at a loss. But anyway, let me know your thoughts down in the comments, man. This is your guy, Shields, man. Don't forget to hit that sub. I'm out the jam. Y'all be cool. Peace.